we are on track here. This is the agenda for this today's session. What is CIV and why CIV now? And what is the architecture of our app, which is based on agentic, AI-based agentic framework. And Shyam will do the demo right after that, and we'll open up to a Q&A. So that's the agenda for today. What is intelligent validation? XRM has been doing continuous validation for quite some time now, since 2016. And we built a very robust platform that can handle pretty much any app in a lights out fashion. Now, it's just a big jump that we're making to this new era of LLM-based agentic validation. So that's what we have built. So we have integrated LLMs, and we have leveraging LLMs to do everything for us. It is really, once you start the process, we don't need any human intervention. No code that is written beforehand. It can do everything. So that's what you'll be seeing today. This is definitely a new era, and the amount of efficiency it's going to bring in is, I would say, minimum 10x in terms of speed, accuracy, and the ability to handle changes. It's a totally different ballgame. If you had asked me at least 12 months before, I would have said, no, this is not possible. And, but now I say, maybe we can do more. That's what we're looking at. So left side is what we started in 2016. Right side, you see what we have today. 2016, it was still pretty good, pretty robust. We used the BDD, behavior-driven development framework, and where we would start with a feature file, which is quasi-English. My quality team would put together the feature files, which is basically a step-by-step process as to what the test script should look like. And the developers would use that, automate each step, and the automation would also generate the PDF file. We have done that for many years. That's how the traditional framework works. Now let's talk about AI/ML. In AI/ML, AI/ML, we have a knowledge base that we have built, right? We use the knowledge base. It could be user manuals. It could be manual test cases that was previously developed. You name it, we can use any existing information can be used. Structured, unstructured, we can use it, and we can build a knowledge base. Knowledge base is built on in many ways. So one of it is knowledge graph. You can use a knowledge graph system to build a knowledge base. So that's the database that the agent is going to look at. Now, we also have built which you will see in the demo, is a training tool to train the agent as to what needs to be done step by step for a particular workflow. And over time, you don't have to do that. Initially, you train the system, as to what exactly do you want. And that's one way to expedite this training process, is to show the bot what needs to be done. Once that is there, the commands that that tool will generate is in natural language. It's English. In fact, you can edit it, add more steps to it, and give it to the bot. And the bot will take that and execute the code in real time. No code is written ahead of time. It logs in. If the step is login, before it logs in, it can access the website, figure out what it needs to do to log in, and it can go step by step in order to do that. It is amazing, what it can do. Before, we use XPaths to locate an object. Now, that is just one of the mechanisms. We use computer vision, XPaths, LLMs to figure out how to locate a particular object. Then on its full automation, it just takes on that and executes the test case based on the natural language input and gives you a PDF file, which is GxP compliant. It's literally magic, which you're going to see today. I'm very proud of what my team has done. Why CIV? It's a no-brainer. LLM technology has come so far now, we need to harness it. We need to take validation, any software testing or validation, to the next level, which we can do. It is day and night. It is not even the same. Like what we did even last year is not same with what we can do with this technology. It's 10x or more in terms of efficiency, speed, and adaptability. You name it. It's, in fact, it will become better than a human pretty soon. I mean, that's where we are today. I'm not going to spend too much time on this slide. You kind of see the architecture here. I spoke about the recorder. You'll see in the left here, this is the recorder. and you just train the bot using, you just walk through the steps as you would do to execute a particular test case. The recorder will do its job, record it, creates a text file, what we call the web actions file, that goes into the bot, which will parse it. Of course, it leverages the knowledge base generated, it executes it, and keeps repeating it until the test case is done. At the end of it, it generates a what we call the TPE, or a GxP compliant executed protocol. That's what it does. So you will see all that in action. Similarly, for the URS, we're just not talking about creating a test case and executing it. We can also do the URS, and you will see that also. I hope we have little time for that. We will show you that as well, where we build the knowledge base. You tell the bot, this is the scope of the URS, go ahead and generate it. Once the knowledge base is built and the ticket is opened, it can generate the URS, give it to you in a Word format, and you can edit it or redo the whole thing again and again. We use all the latest technologies like LLMs, RAG, vector databases, integration with our service desk, LangChain framework. All this is implemented for this URS agent. We use a similar method for test case for pre-approval. Same, just like the URS, it can figure out, but the bot is very knowledgeable about the software. It's not that the bot doesn't know anything about the software. Based on the knowledge base, and you can also explore on its own, it can build a test case for you and give it to you in a Word format. So these are the 3 steps. We'll start with the execution, which Shyam is going to demonstrate. Then, we will jump onto the URS creation. So this is already, I've explained this to you. Now we have the live demo. Shyam, please share your screen.
Hello, am I audible now?
Yep, Shyam, you're good. I can see your screen.
Yeah. Yes, greetings of the day to everyone present here. As Nagesh mentioned, we have our xTelliGent recorder, which will help us generate and record the test case that we have to perform. And that is just for once that we have to do. And then, we'll be able to execute that and as many times as we want. So let me start with the demo and explain you as we go ahead. So I'll just select the application here. For our case, it is Jira. Uh, for Jira, we require a login. For some public websites, we don't. So we have an option to select no as well. So I'll just select yes. I'll just type the name of the user that I want to log in. Then, I'll just start the recording. So here in the bottom, we'll have the feedback where, real time, all the steps which are captured will be shown to you with the steps number. Okay, let me just now navigate to your website, and you'll be able to see that in the real time, all the actions are captured here. So this will be used to generate the what we call web actions file, which is basically a quasi-English file with the test steps. Okay, I'll just click on UI projects. Again, it is recorded. I'll just search Sandbox, the project that I want to navigate to. Click on Sandbox. We can see the Jira board. We can click on summary. Now, one more feature that we have added is that, let's say you want to capture something on the go, right? And it is the dynamic value. It gets updated every time you run the test case. So how do we deal with that? So I'll just describe what I want from the particular screen. And every time, we'll run the test case, it will automatically get updated. So I'll just say that, I want to grab the total number of open issues, which is this particular thing on the screen, very small. I want to capture that every time I run this test case, right? So I'll just save it as a variable name, total number of open issues, and then hit capture value. So that instruction will be recorded here. And you can see that, step 10, step 11, all of these is by design. So as a new URL is, navigated, we update the step as well. So, okay, let me just click on create. Let me just type in the summary of the issue, basically the title. Click on create. Okay, now the issue is created. Let me just check this particular box, which will not record any URL changes, because many a times the URL is generated single time. So we don't want to record that into our test case. So yeah, we have navigated to the issue. Now I want to capture the issue key that is generated just now. So I'll just paste that particular thing here, type that here, which issue key I want to capture. and save it in the variable name issue key. Say capture value, click on OK. Yeah, it is captured. Now I'll just, transition this particular thing to one of the workflow states for the sake of it. Right, click on open, start progress. Now I just want to verify in test automation, we have to verify a lot of things. Right now, I just want to verify that, if the issue has actually transitioned to particular workflow state or not. So I can add my custom instructions here. So it can be in English language that, we have to write it in English language so that it can be recorded here. It can be any kind of custom instruction. Okay. So, yep. Now that is done, I'll just stop the recording and just say download instruction. All right. So, uh, in the meantime, we have another options as well. Let's say, in some of the websites, there are attributes that we want to specifically record, or we specifically don't want to record, right? So we can specify that here, and it is a comma separated value. We can say we only want to record class and ID of the elements that are present on the screen. Then we'll be able to hit that as well. Okay. So now the file will be downloaded, right? So as I mentioned, if you see here, this particular file is downloaded as user instruction. Let me just open that particular file. Okay. Yeah, I hope it is visible. So you can see I recorded the thing and it gave me a very nice BDD format web actions file. We have kept that so that it's very easy for the people who are familiar with BDD can know what is going on here. So you can see the steps that we already have. You can see the scenario. You can see the objective. You can see the acceptance criteria as well of this. So now this is going to be the input for our test automation AI agent to automate. So let me just create. So this is our portal that we have here. So let me just refresh it once more so that it's visible. Okay, I'll just now enter the title of the.
It's clean. We can easily see you. No problem. Go ahead.
Yep. So I've entered the target platform. I've entered the request description, and I'll just attach that particular file which is downloaded just now on screen. Let me open this particular thing. Okay, done. Right. Okay, let's try one more thing where, for the sake of it, I'll just say click on summary. Uh, so the whole idea is that, if someone wants to modify the steps, they can just write it in English and, will be able to perform it on the go, right? So I'll just save this particular file again and just let me re-upload that particular file. So previously it was that, you have to write all the code, you have to identify the iframes, you have to switch the windows, you have to write the code for authentication, all of that you have to do. But now it's just that, you need to type in English language, record it once, and our agent will take care of everything else. So here, the main focus, as we all know, the main focus is GxP, how AI will help, automate the processes in the GxP compliant way. So let me just, while this particular execution is going on, let me just show you in the backend how it is going on, and how we are capturing everything here. So you can see in the backend that we have just started processing that particular ticket. So in the meanwhile, let me just show you one of how what all things you'll get once the test case is done executed. Okay, so this is the file that we uploaded. This is the test case that we uploaded just now, and you'll have two evidences. So in GxP world, evidences, audit trails matter a lot. So that is the only thing that we are going to focus on today. How test automation can be done in a GxP compliant. So once that test case is executed, you'll be able to see two evidences. One is the test protocol execution report, and the other is the video recording of the test execution that we have. And all of that will be attached to the Jira ticket test video, right? So Jira ticket is a single source of truth, and each and every audit trail is mentioned here. For the sake of the demo, we ran this particular thing, just before the demo, so that we save a lot of time. Before I move ahead, let me just bring up this browser that we just spawned. That is spawned automatically. Nothing has been done through me. So you can see the browser coming up here. Our agent is validating this particular thing on screen, and now we'll be able to log in. And meanwhile, let me just show you the logs as well. So here we are clearly defining, what we are doing. Everything is done. We can see that, we'll be able to perform the login and all of that. Let me just bring up the browser again. So you can see that we are able to log in successfully with the test admin user, right? Now, in the backend, it will do all the things while it is doing, right? Let me walk you through the ticket and the TPA report and the evidences that we are able to capture. Okay, so first is TPA report. So let me just navigate to that TPA report. Okay, so this is all you get after, as soon as your test gets executed. Like within, let's say, your runtime is 10 minutes. Within 10 minutes, you'll get the video of the recording. You'll get the TPA report on the go. And the best thing is no human intervention at all. Only once we have to record the test case, and then we can go ahead. So you can see the bookmarks here as well. The platform name, and this is MAN391 is the ticket number, Jira ticket number that is there. So you know that, this is your report. Here the signature page is there. Here the table of contents are mentioned, environmental detail, test execution summary, the environmental detail, like, the platform name, we have the application URL, the browser that was used, everything with the date timestamp. Okay. Uh, so this is the test execution summary. The objective is, to create and track a Jira issue inside xTelliGent project. Okay. So as you can see, the test objective, acceptance criteria, step description, expected result, actual result, everything is generated on the go. Nothing is being written by us. So you can see the user navigated. You can see click on the projects. Yeah, view all projects. Type in the sandbox. Click on summary. Create. Click on create. Select the document. Everything is being done here. Once we click on create, we click on view issue. And the best part is that, when I mention captured value, so you can see that the value on the go, it is captured as 2781. And here you can see 2781. So it is captured on the go. So once only you have to record the test case and everything else has been taken care of by our AI agent, right? Okay, so let me move on. One more thing I wanted to show you is that, okay, so if you see, this is the external application signature. So we'll be able to sign it as well. So here we click on sign button, we select the approval, enter the PIN, executed the signature, clicked on verify. And the best part is we verified that, we are able to capture this particular date from the screenshot and the execution as well. So yeah, this is the whole scenario. This is the PDF that you get. And not only the PDF figure, but we have the video recording as well if you want to see the whole execution end to end, attach it in real time. I'll just forward it for the, time being saved. You can see
Shyam,
everything.
quickly explain how the whole model works, just quickly from knowledge base to end, how we are leveraging LLMs and large language models, and how this would not have been possible, what you just showed, without the LLMs. Can you just 2 minutes, if you can do that?
Yes. So, this is for, as you saw right now, I just selected the Jira application that I wanted, right? So we have created a knowledge base, as Nagesh mentioned, from the user manuals and all of that. That is being used by our agent to identify the steps on the time, right? And from the scratch, we have our common knowledge base where, for each application, we have the data and the vector embedding stored. So, well, let's say for URS generation, let's say you want to generate a new URS for Jira, right? We leverage knowledge base that we have for automating the test case that you want, will not leverage that particular knowledge base that we have for that specific
Tell
application.
them how we have mastered the generation of the knowledge base. It doesn't take weeks to generate the knowledge base. Just let them know how we do it.
Yes, so we have used Jira manuals, we have used our own test cases that we have written in Jira, and we have developed inside our own LLM agent, which can create a knowledge base on the go based on the application name and the user manual if we provide as an input. So that can be leveraged by our other agents, like URL generation agent, the test automation agent. Each and every one leverages that, and we have developed RAG on top of it, so that for each and every agent, the retrieval is specific to the use case that we are using it the agent for. So knowledge base is the central key part where all the agents get the data from, basically. And yeah, one more thing I would like to show is that if let's say the test case fails for some reason, right? So we not only attach the TPA report and the video recording, but we also attach the LLM logs that we are capturing on the go, right? So you'll be able to see what is going on in the backend. And if you want to
That's
be
important, right, Shyam? For responsible AI, we need to
right,
show how the decisions were made, right? We have every step that is recorded, correct?
every step that is recorded, and also the ticket will be marked as failed. So no one will be able to say that this is fudged or something like that. For GxP, it is very important that no human intervention is there, and we capture everything with timestamps. So in the PDF also, you must have seen that each and every step is recorded with the date timestamp. So there's no question on the compliance part. And we can see in the history as well, what user did what, when the comments came, everything we'll be able to see it.
Shyam, once we have built it for a one test case, right? How easy it is to create different versions of the test case.
Yeah, basically, I mean, it's there in our knowledge base, right? So let's say some other user
I'm
wants to
talking about the
create.
variation. Let's say there's a variation, how easy it is or how difficult it is.
Yeah, basically, you just have to write and add a line here. I mean, that's basically it. You don't have to worry about anything else. Let's say I want to log into another user. I'll just copy this particular line and, paste it here and just change the username, like, test. That's
But
fine.
we
That's
can
it.
even add our own complicated statement, test scenarios. In English, we can describe that, correct?
Yes, it's basically English. You just have to write English, whatever you want to write, basically. So it's not only limited to our recorder, but our recorder helps the user to, record long test cases. User does not have to write all of these things on their own. They just have to hit the record button and, our agent will take care of
No,
everything
but we
else.
don't need this over time, correct? Because once we create the knowledge base with, let's say, 10, 50 test cases or 25 test cases,
Over the time, this thing will go.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it become easier, correct? We can generate the next generation of test cases very easily without even the recorder.
Correct. Yes.
Because with the reinforced learning, that's how it should work, correct?
Correct. Yes. Yes.
Uh,
Uh,
yep. I think we can open up for questions, Shyam, if you're done with your
yes.
demo.
Yes. I'm done. Definitely.
Uh, do you want to quickly show the dashboard, like how we collect the data about from a runtime, like every run, how are we going to depict the KPIs and everything else?
Yes, I can just showcase that. Let me open that up. I hope you are able to see my screen.
Yep, I can see it, Shyam.
Yep. So this is how all the data is captured in our continuous validation dashboard. So you'll be able to see the data over time for the whole year, how many runs we did, what all things we did, number of past test cases, was it failed test cases, that is grouped by application, and this will automatically get updated. And again, this is not being generated or touched by anyone. This is automatic from our pipelines and connected with our backend.
Thank you, Shyam. I really appreciate it. I just want to again reiterate that whatever Shyam just showed, is based on agentic frameworks, which means that these agents can work pretty much on their own in an autonomous, which will really increase their value. So which will really increase their value. So that's what we are trying to do with agentic frameworks. I think with this kind of a platform, we really believe that we can change the way computer validation is done in GxP.
Yeah.
we have about 5 minutes. We can take some questions. Sorry, we went over a little bit. I can take some questions. This app is not opening.
Yeah. So, Nageji,
I can't open the question Q&A app. Kashyap, can you just let me know what the question?
Yeah. So, one question is, does the AI work through the test every time it runs, or does it figure out the steps and then write an automated test that can be exactly reproduced in the future?
Correct. So every time it runs, it figures out what it has to do. The reason is that this way nothing is hard coded. So you give the instruction, even if let's say the app has changed for some reason, either the code will break, or if it's a simple change, if it has to move on, you can move on too. That's the option that we have. We can say exactly it has to match the test case, or we can if there's some variation, we can move on but capture the variation. We can do that also. But the bottom line is, every run it is it figures out how to test on the fly. So nothing is pre-coded. The code is written by the app, by the agent on the fly.
There is one more question. How are you validating the correctness of the test case execution?
That's very easy. That question always comes to me, because the reason is, human in the loop is not removed. Because we can get once the test case is pre-approved, we have a pre-approved process. The test case is pre-approved, so that means what the bot is supposed to do based on the pre-approved test case steps, and then it executes the step, and again QA is involved to review it to make sure that it has to log in here, for example. Did it log in really? It did, because it gives you a timestamp, a screenshot, everything else. So we have not eliminated the review process. We still have human in the loop for now. Maybe 3-5 years from now, we can use another bot to perform that QA function. That is our goal, but that we are not ready, or the industry is not ready for that. So we'll have what they call judge as LLM, meaning even the QA function can have a second LLM, that can actually enforce and make sure that the QA attributes were in fact correct and good to go.
Yeah. So one last question, how does the system adapt to changes in requirements or application environments without requiring extensive manual intervention?
That is why this particular framework makes a big difference. It leverages the knowledge base, right? And it leverages, when I say knowledge base, the user requirement, test cases, everything. Also, our bots can explore the software on its own. It's not really dumb. It can go through the each screen, the menus. It can figure it out. A lot of it can be figured out on its own. I'm not saying it's perfect, but it is 90% plus perfect. So if there's a change, it can figure out and execute it also for you. But we will know it's a change, because because the steps will be slightly different, and that will be flagged. So that is why we also went through this pain from 2016, because each time there's a change, our developers had to intervene and make the change. It was not on the fly. With computer vision, it became a little bit better, because it was self-healing to some extent. But now self-healing is becoming a reality with computer vision, LLMs, the whole agentic framework.
Yeah. So we have time for one more question. Then, when manually executing, we sometimes use our own experience or knowledge to take a call on if a step needs to pass or fail, or can be passed with exception. Does this system have the similar capabilities?
Yeah, we are building that. That's the idea of this. Is since it leverages the human knowledge that is created for a particular app, and over time with reinforced learning, it will get better. So we can incorporate that. We are experimenting with it in R&D right now. We will probably have that ready in the next 6 months or so, to make sure that it can behave closer to how a human being would behave.
Yeah. And how are the deviations during execution managed?
That is the best part. I think Shyam mentioned it. If there is a deviation, it marks the test as a fail. It captures all the logs, the screenshots or whatever failed. And even we have did you talk about the bounding box, Shyam?
Yes, I can. I'll just say that.
Yeah. So bottom line, as is showing up on the screen, there's a bounding box. So it can actually you can actually validate what it's looking at on the screen. That is the area of interest, that it's looking at. It's automatically drawn, so it can capture all that information, including the error logs, and open a ticket at the same time. So debug also becomes easier because you have all the steps passed, some step failed, you have why it failed, captures all the logs, and the ticket is open.
Yeah, I think thank you for answering the questions. I think we are done with the questions.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was thank you for attending this session. Thank you.
Thank you.